Okay. Hi guys, welcome to our Ignite India channel. This group is of master students which are doing group discussions and personal interviews with us for masters in design, fashion management, and tech as well. Guys, today we have Shravya here with us. She's one of our students and she is a very known famous blogger and influencer on Instagram, and she has her own blog. I would like to introduce her to you. So the topic for today's discussion was how does an influencer as a career is, and we'll start with Shravya and then we'll give all of you one minute like we used to do, and then we'll give a feedback. So Shravya, can you start with your introduction and your things today?
Okay, hi guys. So this is Shravya here. I'm so sorry if my audio is a little off because my earphones are not working and we're in quarantine. So please bear with me. In case you cannot hear me, just drop me a message in the chat and I will answer it personally. So I work as an influencer, blogger, and a part-time stylist, Mintra. I've been blogging for around 4 years. I started in 2016, and I think over the years, I've also worked a lot in fashion. I've worked with brands like Myntra, Nykaa, and I have a basic understanding of not just blogging and a lot of other similar fields in the industry. So I feel in today's digital world, most of us understand what social media is, but we don't really understand how this job works. So when I work on social media, I get a lot of questions and a lot of people send me messages that I know are not really true, because our job is very different from what it looks like. You know, what you see on social media is just 50% of it. What is actually happening behind is really different. So before I even start, I wanted to know if any of y'all have business accounts on social media. Can you just like drop a message in the chat and tell me yes if you have? I think I can't really hear you. Let me drop a message.
I think most of them will have personal accounts, Shravya, but you can like brief them.
Yeah, so I thought, because I've had a business account for 4 years, there are certain things that I've understood from my business account, and I thought if nothing else, we can start with the basics today. So firstly, I'd like to tell you the difference between a blogger, influencer, and a YouTuber. Okay, so though they're all similar and they have blurred lines, they're really different as professions. Now, a blogger is someone who actually writes a blog. So a blogger is someone who has writing skills. These are usually content writers who also make visual content. Now today, because Instagram is really big, a lot of bloggers have really good Instagrams, but they initially started with a blog. So most of us started with a blog on blogging platforms like WordPress, or they had their own websites. And now, because today people are moving from reading to viewing a lot of visual content, most of us have switched to videos of vlogging. Blogger is someone who has video written content. A vlogger, on the other hand, is someone who likes to make videos. So they talk about similar things, but they communicate them through their videos. So like, say we have travel bloggers. Travel bloggers are people who are making videos while they're traveling. On the other hand, a travel blogger will write a blog post about it, and they will write everything down. They can either do it on their own blog, or they will write it on their Instagram captions or their highlights, but their key is writing. The next is a YouTuber. A YouTuber is someone who makes video for a YouTube platform. A YouTube platform and a Instagram video are really different because the dimensions of the frame are really different. A YouTube dimension is different from an Instagram dimension. And as a YouTuber, you get paid from YouTube as a platform itself when you have a certain number of subscribers. So you get paid from YouTube. You also get paid from the brand, and you get paid from the ads. This is something that does not happen when you have an Instagram account, or if you make IGTV videos. That's something that does not happen. Now, last thing is an influencer. Influencers are almost everywhere nowadays. Now, an influencer is someone who does not have a blog. a vlog, or a YouTube channel. These are usually people who like to make really good content, and they usually have just pictures. So let's say you are someone who has a knack for fashion, but you don't want to like write about it or advise people, then you just put up your outfit pictures and you are an influencer. So what now, that's the basic difference in all these platforms. Now when you have Instagram, I think the first thing that you should do if you want to ever be a blogger is switch your account to a business account. So I made my business account 4 years ago, and this is how I made it. So initially it was a little tricky because back then Instagram and Facebook were connected. So you need to make a business page on Facebook, and then you have to connect it to your Instagram to actually switch it to a business account. And they've made it a little hard so that not everyone can make a business account, because a business account has a lot of insights, and unless you use them, it's a waste for Instagram as a platform. Nowadays, I think the process is much easier. Back then, you have to even switch your ID from a blogger to an influencer. You have to switch it in Facebook, and then only it will show in Instagram. But as I've understood, in Instagram now you can switch it easily. Now the key to understanding Instagram is that it has a lot of insights. Like I remember when I started my blog, I was 18. I had just graduated from school, and I wanted to make my blog because I knew I wanted to do my master's in fashion. And I felt that, oh my God, I'm not doing a fashion course. I have no connection to fashion. So I wanted to do this as something that will help me stay in touch with fashion. And that's how I really started it. And I would make my sister take my pictures, and it was a little tough because I had to manage her schedule, wait for her, this and that. And I remember initially when I joined college, my consistency really broke, and it took me some time to get back on track. And I feel that's something that happens to all of us when we initially start a blog, YouTube channel. We get really enthusiastic and we make huge plans, and then they fall through because we never really we make 1 or 2 videos, and then after that it takes effort. The 3rd video, the 4th video, the 5th video takes a lot of effort, and we get lazy, and then we have friends' birthdays and everything just like, and you're like, okay, tomorrow, and next thing you know, it's been 6 months. So don't do that, because I remember when I started my blog, in my class, I was a media student. So in my class, there were like 10 people. Someone started a fashion blog, someone started a food blog, and within, like, they went to 3 restaurants, and the 4th restaurant, it's over. Their food blog is disappeared, and it's gone, and they're like, we'll do it, and it doesn't happen. So first thing I would say is consistency. You have to be really consistent. I'm not saying post something every day, because that will not happen initially. But like, if you've decided this is something you want to do, don't ever stop. Like, even if you are getting, let's say you are getting lazy, everyone gets lazy. We get lazy in our jobs. I get lazy to attend classes. That's fine. But in the long term, don't give it up. I would say I started 4 years ago, and I've had phases where I'm working on it a lot, when I'm working on it lesser, but I never stopped, which is why now, 4 years later, I see a growth. Also, don't be disappointed, because it's not like you come on Instagram on Monday and on Tuesday you're a big superstar. That's not how it works. It will take Instagram some time to even recognize that you're on the platform. So just keep doing it, especially because this is your passion. Now the next thing is, this is something that I observe in all students, because I have a lot of people that I follow from our own classes. Now let's say you've made a business account, or you've made an account for your art page. First thing you do is follow all your friends. But the thing is, Instagram doesn't know who your friends are. And if you've made an art page, you want the art page to reach other artists. And if you only follow your friend who is doing engineering, it will only reach other engineering students. So instead of following your friends, follow other art pages, because the more you follow art pages, the more Instagram will realize that this is the kind of audience you want to reach. And that's the kind of audience you will interact with. Because I see so many of my friends from Bell, they have, like, if you see their followers, they barely follow any art pages or fashion pages. It's all their friends. And that's why their page reaches only their small circle of friends and never goes beyond it. So that was the first thing I wanted to mention. The next is, Instagram is a lot of analytics. At the end, it's an app. and it's an app that's made to do business for Instagram. Okay, so actually to get make money from Instagram, you really need to understand how it works in the back end, which is really technical. I won't go into everything, but to explain some basics to you, I would start with first thing that you have in a business account is an impression. These are terms that you should just generally know because you're in a digital world and you are all going for your masters, and these are basic things that people will expect you to know. So an impression is, so let's say you've posted a picture on Instagram. An impression is the number of times this picture is viewed by people. Now the difference between an impression and an explore is, let's say I have posted a picture and I see my own picture 10 times because I want to see who all commented, if my crush liked it, if my ex liked it. So 10 will keep getting added. So that impression will have 10 of me itself. Now explore will count me as just one. So let's say if I watch it 10 times, I will still be counted as just one person. So which is why impressions is the number of times the image comes on a screen, while an explore is the number of time an image comes to a unique person. And to actually really understand your engagement, you should focus on the explore because it shows the number of people that have actually viewed your Instagram, and not just you or your friends viewing your pictures 5 times, commenting 3 times. So that is the first difference. The next thing is engagement. Now engagement, I think most of you all know, engagement is the number of likes, comments, and shares that you get. Instagram gives you now in a business account, you can see the number of people that can actually have been sent your picture to, but previously that was not accessible. You do not know who this is. Ensure, or you can just hope that this is someone in the niche that you're trying to reach. Now what happened with me with my blog is, when I made my blog, I wanted to make it a fashion page, but because as initially like everyone else, I followed my friends, it reached random people. Like my content reached random people, like, you know, some guy in some college who doesn't even care about which shirt he's wearing was viewing my fashion blog, and to him this doesn't make sense. So it's less likely that he'll stay on your page or he'll come back. So the next thing to ensure that your content actually reaches the audience you want is hashtags. Now, a lot of people go crazy with hashtags. Like I have seen model, follow me for a follow, like for a like, or follow, like. I would say avoid those. Instead, use like, so there are 2 types of hashtags. One is specific and one is generic. They both have their own purposes. Now, let's say if you're posting a fashion related picture, and you use the hashtag fashion. Fashion is really generic. So fashion can be a hashtag that's used by some random guy making a TikTok. And and it will still reach that guy. Your content will reach that guy because you've used that hashtag. So while you're using generic hashtags like fashion, style, also use specific hashtags like your city. Like we are in Bangalore, so use Bangalore fashion or Bangalore fashion blogger, Bangalore fashion influencer. Then the next is we are in Karnataka, so Karnataka fashion blogger. Next thing that you will use is Indian fashion blogger. Next thing you will use is South Asian fashion blogger, and then Indian. And like look for hashtags that are more specific because then you'll reach a more specific audience. Next thing I wanted to talk about was, I know a lot of people ask me if they can make money from Instagram. And I know for someone who is just started, that's like the first thing they want to do. But the thing is, it's not really that easy. Even when you have 20,000 followers, you think everything that someone is putting out, they're getting paid for it, but it's really not the case. Nobody wants to give anybody money. So it's the same with brands, and you really have to struggle. I feel as a blogger, you are a freelancer technically. So to get let's say you've got a deal with a brand like, let's say some random brand, let's say a startup. We've got a deal with a startup and they've asked us to put out some content. Now they'll be behind our lives when we're making the content. There will be 100 specifications, changes that we need to make. But the minute the content is out, you have no response from them. So bloggers usually get paid months after their actual content is gone out. So let's say if I do a campaign for Myntra in December, I might not get paid till April. So it's really not an easy job. And the other thing that I know a lot of people struggle with is do not understand is that we do not get paid for everything that goes on our social media. So let's say if there are 5 posts, maybe one post is paid, and that's not like 10,000 or 20,000. You get paid around 5,000 to 6,000 depending on your engagement, followers, and a lot of other things that and every brand has certain criteria for their own collaborations. And the other thing is, so can you make money from Instagram? I think to make money, first you have to be consistent, you have to be professional. If your Instagram is just pictures of you and your random friends in clubs, then no brand will like to work with you, because you know you have to be more professional, you have to have more personality on your Instagram. Like let's say if it's a fashion brand like Nike, they're looking for people who actually do makeup on an everyday basis, because if you don't do makeup, how can you advise others to do makeup, right? Or let's say a lot of sports brands look for guys who actually play sports, you know, they send them shoes, because they're looking for a more, the entire idea of an influencer is to find an authentic audience. um, so you can make money on Instagram, but that shouldn't be your end goal, because it will take you a long time to actually make money on Instagram. Now, how can you approach brands? So the first thing that you can do is drop them a DM. If you want, I have a formal message that I've made that I keep. I can share it with you. You just have to drop me a text. So what I do is I introduce myself. That I'm a fashion blogger, influencer, and stylist. And this is my niche audience. So they want to know your target audience. Target audience is your followers age group. So like my followers are usually between 18 to 25 is my target audience. So it's a young crowd. So I can't really, put up ads or like talk about anti-aging cream, because none of us are aging. And though brands will ask you to do that, I would say don't promote something that you do not use. There's no point in like putting out anti-aging cream when you don't even use Olay. So that's one thing. You have to drop them a message, introduce yourself, your target audience, and why you think you want to work with your brand. So if it's a fashion brand, I usually add a message that, I love your collection. I think this is very similar to the kind of collection my audience will be interested in. And it usually, some brands might reply, some might not. Some brands have a mail policy, so drop them a mail as well. Some brands have tie-ups with other PR agencies, so they do not actually directly take influencers. They give the job to another PR agency, and the PR agency selects influencers. So in that case, there's not much you can do, because you cannot convince a brand to select you. Don't be disheartened. Don't let it stop you, because if you're making good content, at some point it gets recognized, because social media is huge. The number of PR agencies that are out there is crazy. Everyone has a PR agency. So don't let any of that stop you. I think
Shravya, I have a question for you. Can you tell me 5 things that you like about your career and 5 things that you dislike about your career?
Yeah. So the 5 things I really like is, firstly, I get to work in fashion. I am a travel influencer as well, so I travel. Sometimes it's paid, sometimes it's partially paid, but I do get to travel a lot. I get to meet a lot of people who are also interested in the same things as me. I love creating content. So when I say content, I love taking pictures. I'm not even going to lie about it. I absolutely love it. I think I'm great at it. When I say pictures, I don't just mean pictures of myself. I mean, I love taking pictures of products, sceneries, food, and that's all my profession is about. I get to do endless food reviews. So I eat a lot of food, and I think that's my favorite part. So these are 5 things I like. I also have 5 things I don't like. So when I work in my profession, the payments are usually really late. Brands are really casual with payments, and you have to really nag them to pay you. A lot of people have a lot of misconceptions about this job. My Instagram is filled with DMs about people like, how can you talk about women being strong because you're a blogger who puts makeup, and like really ridiculous stuff like that. And sometimes you're like, what? That makes no sense. So you do get, I wouldn't say I get hate per se, but you get a lot of dumb people as well, because Instagram just lets your content reach all sorts of people. Third thing is, a lot of people take you casually. So I remember I did a shoot with this photographer, and I went there with my laptop because I had some work, and in the middle of the shoot I was working, and he was like, you work also? And I'm like, of course I do. I mean, they're not going to pay me for just chilling in the house, right? So a lot of misconceptions. People judge you a lot. which is fine, absolutely fine. A lot of people will not understand your profession. Now, let's say you go for like I remember I go for family gatherings and I tell them I'm a blogger and they look at me like, you mean a model? And a blogger is very different from a model. So to explain to aunties what your profession is a long journey and might not ever be completely done, but it is what it is. And lastly, I feel like brands are really lousy when it comes to payments. Like everyone wants you to do free work. Like, you know, a lot of big brands, especially like, let's say if you're working with Mintra knows they already have a visibility and they have an audience. So they would want you to do a lot of stuff for like peanuts. Like sometimes you have to do so much work and all you get paid is 500, which I don't do, but I know a lot of people end up doing it because if you have to pay a month's rent from this money, you can't really say no to a lot of things because you don't have a choice. So yeah.
Okay.
Those are things I don't
Okay.
like.
Thank you, Shravya, for your time and your insights. Now, I would like you to know here one by one, each student will be listening, saying their points on this as a career, and then we'll give a cumulative feedback to all. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Done. Sounds
Sure.
good.
Hridaya, do you want to start first? Can you hear me?
Hi. I would like to start. I would like to give my points on the video, like the video blogger as well as vlogger, or what we say like visual blogger as a career, and a YouTuber. So this I feel is a good opportunity in today's generation, as we see, because it's a platform where you can get. I feel a platform where the creative people can get on easily. Not I would not say rather very easily. Like earlier, it was more of movies and stuff. But right now, we have a platform where we don't need to. I feel it takes around 3 to 4 years. Like as a personally, I've seen I'm following many YouTubers. I'm following many vloggers, fashion bloggers also. I've myself personally done fashion designing. So even I have a page. So I also write, but I post my own. Just started posting my own writings, my own contents in it. So it takes time. It takes time to build this as a career. But once you get start getting in sponsors, once your page is start getting some followers, then slowly this becomes very good content. You can actually grow in this field a lot. Plus, there is a wide need to actually build this as a career. When you like, publicize it more, like you could actually spread it more to how to be a like to be a vlogger. So if we should be in India, if we are in India, we should actually do a more publicity for it, like all the vloggers, they can actually start telling like how to take it as a career. If they don't know much about the vlog, if you say them like we are vlogger, we are a YouTuber, so they don't know much about that. This can also be chosen as a career, but this provides you a good platform to easy platform to show your talents and more of which you are not able to uh, do through various mediums like movies and stuff. So this provides the more cheaper plan, like I would say more easy platform to get on to if you are good at it, if you actually consistently follow it and give your 100% to it. Like many people I know, I follow many beauty vlogs also. There's a vlogger called Shai Styles. He actually quit her job. She was a nurse, so she quit her job to be 100%, to give her like Carrie Minati also. He's a YouTuber, so he has put everything into it. So once and all, you take this seriously, like you put your 100% into this as a career, you can grow as a vlogger. Or I mean, in the future generation, we can see like social media is coming up as a very good tool to express your ideas
Yeah,
and
your
stuff. I
time is
feel like,
up. It was a
yeah,
1 minute.
okay, I just want to conclude on one line
Okay.
that this can be a good opportunity for the future generation.
Okay. Thank you, Hridaya. Next is Shivangi. Can you start? Okay. Now, according to me, I feel that it is a good opportunity to be an influencer, a vlogger, or a YouTuber. But you should be very sure about your passion, in which field you are interested, whether it be travel or food or etc. And you should also know the type of content you are going to provide to the audience, and you should very well know your target audience. And also you should have good communication skills. And secondly, it also takes a lot of time. You should stay consistent, because it's not necessary that you get success in this field. So, and secondly, I brands also, they love social media influencer. And one such brand, Alan Soli, it started a campaign called it started a campaign called Shoot for Soli, in which it handpicked 22 people around 7 cities, which not only promoted the chinos but also effort from the brand. And so, yeah, I feel that it can be a option for you. Thank you.
Okay. Next is Arijit. Can you start, please? Thank you, Shivangi.
Yes, ma'am. According to me, being a blogger or a influencer or a YouTuber as a career opportunity is really good in the uh, recent times, because being a YouTuber in the present time is a great career opportunity, as being in the population of about 146 crore people. Uh, so that we get a particular job or a perfect job that is from 9 to suppose 6, which it's not that possible, because everyone getting a job in this country of with such a great population is really not that easy. So and also all everyone does do not want to work from 9 to 10, 9 to 8 or 9 to 6 sitting in an office near the laptop, the formal one. So this field like the YouTube or being an influencer or a YouTuber is really helpful for them. And plus YouTube is one of the leading platforms and has a great fan following, and it gives opportunity to do something in the global level, such as and it depends on many things, such as if we are doing a content in Instagram, so it depends on the hashtag, then it depends on the tags of which pages we are tagging in the picture, then to how we are creating the content, and like whom we want to see the to reach whom we want to reach, the audiences, like which type of blogs are we interested in, like it might be fashion, art, makeup, travel, or food blogs, etc. Like I want to give an example of a YouTuber. Her name is Prajakta Kohli, who has a YouTube handle called the Mostly Sane, and she is doing such a great work, which is really inspiring all of us. In YouTube, she has a subscriber of about 5 million, and in Instagram she has about 2 million subscribers. She has done work with many Bollywood celebrities such as Vicky Kaushal, Ajay Devgan, and recently she has done work with
Arjit, your time is
Kareena
up.
Kapoor Khan.
Can
Yes,
you
and
conclude?
so I think yes. By this, I would like to conclude that these examples really justified that being a YouTuber or an influencer or a YouTuber is really great in this time. Thank you.
Okay. Next is Shreya. Can you start, please?
Yes, ma'am. So I think career influencer is one they get paid. That's what a YouTuber, influencer, and a vlogger does. I there is a risk to do this. It also needs some investments and it's not easy to get followers and many more things. And it's like YouTube provides a platform for the upcoming
Shreya, I think your network is a little bit off. Okay, till the time, Shreya, I think you need to log out and log in again. Till the time, I'll take Sanchita. Sanchita, can you start?
Yeah, so right now we're in the millennial generation, and so all these young people, they look up to influencers and bloggers and all of them, and hence brands have taken this influencing market to another level. International brands are approaching the influencers and bloggers and YouTubers, and we've seen many successful people like Superwoman, Jeffree Star, Ashish Chanchlani, whose net worth is around millions. And also people these days, they prefer more of content than scripted advertisement, which is a great boon, but also it has a flip side. It takes a lot of time for them to actually make an establishment in the industry. And also there is there's middle class youtubers where they have around 50 to 500,000 followers, and their revenue is not even enough for their day-to-day payments, and their taxation is also higher because they're self-employed. And these days people are using ad blocks, and hence their ad revenue also has gone down. And also their content needs more authenticity, and these days social media is so out of reach that many people copy their ideas, which has affected their revenue as well. And also there's no stability because like we know Orkut was very famous back then, so we don't know what's going to happen in future, if Instagram and YouTube is actually going to stay or what. So and we can see many YouTubers are also investing in other business rather than just concentrating on their content. So there's definitely a career in this, but I'm not sure how stable it could be.
Okay, thank you, Sanchita. Next is Mayank. Can you start?
Yes, ma'am. I think, in my opinion, the online platforms are very good. Uh, uh, can be used as very good career opportunity. We can showcase our skills, ideas, and ideas uh, to the people as uh, yeah uh, like as a um, uh, in a sorry
It's fine, Mayank. Take your time. Continue.
um, as a blogger. Ma'am, I'll start again. Sorry.
Yeah, start.
Uh, it's a very great opportunity. In my opinion, it's a very the YouTube and YouTuber and
Mayank, okay, I'll give chance to another person, and next time you can start all over again. Shalini, do you want to continue? Shalini, can you hear us?
Yeah, ma'am, I can hear you.
Okay, so you can start now.
Okay. I would say influencer or YouTuber or a blogger would be a great, it can be considered as a career opportunity, but it would be a great career only if you are constantly putting an effort and there is a stability in your in your content, or like if you're creating contents where your audience would like, only then that would be considered as a great career. Or unless other than it would not be an very great career where you can earn a lot of money, which would be like through the professionals, which would be engineering or like any other professions. You can't earn more money. Only if you have certain strategies, you could be a great influencer or a YouTuber. And I would say rather than only concentrating on the ads, I would say YouTubers should also concentrate on the paid partnerships or as the sponsorship that would get them the more amount, rather than only concentrating on the advertisements. And bloggers, yeah, bloggers should actually know what their subscribers actually expect from the bloggers, like what would their interest be, like how how their content would actually reach the audience, rather than only putting some random content. There should be like little specific towards certain things, like yes, someone just told me mostly same, where she only create contents about the families, about something related with is humorous or else and a funny thing. She doesn't concentrate on something which is like fashion blogging or else some traveling. That there where few people or the subscribers would like to view only the funny things, they would be like to view our channel rather than going others. So there should be one specific or else and one main thing where they are great at creating content, I would say.
Okay,
That's it, ma'am.
thank you, Shalini. Guys, I'll be resending a link. Please join that session. I'm closing this one. Okay, so we'll continue there now. Okay, guys? Okay.